Anarius91, as an amateur lo-fi producer, do you have any advice on what path to take? I'm struggling with not sounding boring, coming up with ideas, know a little bit of music theory. I don't know your situation exactly. I don't know what your goals are, but getting clear about your goals is really important. When you're in a phase of just trying to get better and stepping up your craft and not sounding boring, I think one thing to notice is, what music are you drawn to? Try different things. I mean, when you're always making the same type of beat, that can probably get boring, probably get repetitive. Focus on what music you're drawn to and try producing some of that music. Step outside of your comfort zone, try something different. Don't always make the same thing every time. Challenge yourself when you start something new to have a different approach. Like when I was working on music, somebody in the chat was like, yo, can we send samples in Discord? At first I was like, nah, let me work. And I was like, wait a minute, people want to send me samples? Dope, send me some samples, I'll try flipping it. That was something a little different for me, a different approach. Do things to challenge yourself and step outside of your comfort zone. That will make the music less boring, less repetitive, and more interesting. Listen to different types of music. Try making different types of music. That will allow you to step outside of what's familiar. When you step outside of what's familiar, anything can happen. And a lot of times that's where innovation happens. Innovation doesn't happen inside the box. It happens when you're outside the box. And then a lot of times when we have a moment of stepping outside the box, we have such a great experience, we almost want to recreate that good experience. But the reason the experience happened in the first place is because you stepped outside of the known into the unknown. And when you're in the unknown, that's when anything can happen. I say this not just to you, Anarius, but everyone in here, including myself. Remind yourself to constantly step outside the box and step into the unknown. When you're in the unknown, it's going to feel uncomfortable. When you're in discomfort, that's where amazing things happen. What I tell everyone in this room, and everyone, if you're creative, start becoming comfortable with the uncomfortable. The moment you step outside of the box and you feel uncomfortable, that's a good thing. That's energy building. That's energy building that then becomes creative. If you can get out of your comfort zone and feel that discomfort becomes creative energy. Anyone ever notice when you had a really bad encounter with someone and then you go to make music, a lot of times all that angst, all that energy just comes out in the music and you make some of the best stuff? It's because that discomfort from that engagement with that person, you now channeled it into your music. And when you channel it into your music, you become more creative. You have more energy to express. A lot of times negative situations can be converted into positive situations. Fear can be converted into creativity. What are you guys' thoughts about that? Do any of you agree with that? Has that been your experience? And what I just said, getting out of your comfort zone, that's not just for music, that's for life. If you're maybe a little more introverted, spark up a conversation with the checkout person at the grocery store. Just say, how's it going? How's your day going today? Do something that makes you a little uncomfortable. You'll be in a different space. I remember when I first realized that, I had a moment where it clicked and I was like, oh, I need to start getting out of bed on the opposite side. When I go to eat my food, I'm going to try eating with my left hand. Just doing things a little different, it gets you out of your conditioning and what your routine is, what your pattern is. And when you get outside of your conditioning, that's where the magic happens. That's where inspiration can occur. That's where new neural networks can occur because you're outside of the known, stepping into the unknown. Lo Nun said, learning the difference between uncomfortable and unsafe is very important. Absolutely. I'm not telling you guys to be unsafe. DECAP.